with looking stuff up apparently about why ray tracing isn't worth it. I mean, we just have like also enough stuff that and how to solve it. Like there's like, again, there's baked lighting, there's screen space reflections, there's like
probably expand on what you mean. Because you're basically just talking about the player side of things, not the development kind of thing.
I would say to a degree, for a player, there isn't really a difference between ray tracing and non-ray tracing, you know, as long as you use the right techniques and make it, you know, look good. That's still important, by the way. You still need to make it look good. But there's not really a big difference. For the normal player, other than, oh shit, my performance just tanked. Which is not good. But yeah, baked lighting is just like, baked lighting is just like, so much better. I mean, I think one of the biggest reasons why this is like also changing, and that's if you're aiming for the style ray tracing ones too. I mean, that's actually a very important thing. Like, I joked about this a bit before. Like, you know, lighting in video games is a stage, you know, in a studio. And when you make a movie or TV show, you have so many light sources that you can always precisely point it at where you need it to be to frame everything perfectly. And ray tracing is as if someone kicks in the door, storms in and says, you all need to stop, I have the better light source, and then just points upwards and it's like, the sun. Like, in every form of like art that involves a form of acting or play, you do not want to have realistic lighting. Like, ironically, this game right here is a good example because turns out it's the big, you know, you have more intentional control over things where you're not trying to hard simulate things. Exactly. Also, again, you save a lot of stuff. Like, literally one of the reasons Vince Zampella said to people, but also like, I feel Vince Zampella is like literally one of the very old game devs that prioritizes a lot of more important things. Like, one of the reasons he said this game, which he got control over, like in the series, isn't using ray tracing anymore. Keep in mind, since RTX, like ray tracing was a thing, it was always in some form in the Battlefield title, except now. And the reasoning was just like, it looks good enough and it runs better. Like, I literally could not put it in better words. It looks good enough and it runs better. Like, they still say, oh, you need an RTX 2060 to run this game. Mostly because, you know, the old cards are not supported anymore. But I know someone and he's running it on a 1060. I don't know, there might be an upside. Yeah. You know, it wouldn't surprise me, but I doubt that to a degree. Like, this is a personal thing. I would say yes. I would say yes to a degree. It could, I mean, again, it could save if used correctly. but I do think we are looking at a difference here that is more in a line. That is more in line, like.
Oh, for development, it's faster. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know even if it's faster.
It is as far as I can tell.
Well, salty nuts, you've been caught in 1080p. Anyway, sorry. It is faster to a degree, yeah, but also, like, it's not that lighting was a particularly difficult thing to actually optimize.
Oh, we're not talking about optimization, we're talking about workflow.
I would say, yeah, I would say if they actually use that in their workflow, that's true. But I would say the
As
reason
a player, I would rather wait for a game a year more and not have the need to put in the extra hardware strain of ray tracing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the new Nvidia since the RTX generation, especially the upscaling and stuff, is actually really useful. But I mean, that also comes down to the whole, oh wait, we just suddenly, people don't optimize as much anymore, which is like, oh, you have an optimized game, and suddenly you can run it at, dumb frame rates. Like here, I'm having like 200 FPS or so, which is really good, actually. But what can I say? Actually, I think it's a bit more complicated than that. So,
The developers are pressured themselves too, simply because it saves them time as well. They're overworked in general.
But I actually think it might not only be about work saving, because I do think, and this is a personal observation, I do think especially over the past decade, a lot of people have been elevated to design positions in game dev in studios that came from the engineering sector. And this isn't to say, these people can't design. The thing is just a lot of people that come from a tech background always think in very convoluted tech solutions and also just equate stuff like the more realistic simulation, the better. Or, generally just do design because, other people are doing it and it's popular, so it has to be good. Right? And this is how we got Payday 3, by the way. It's like, best example. So I do think a lot of them are like, hey, we have this amazing technology that they themselves are excited about because they're on a technical level. It is impressive, it is interesting, and so they keep implementing it because they suddenly can go, look what this cool technology can do. And it's like, yes, it is kind of cool that you now can render eyeballs realistically. But explain to me what benefit that is in a multiplayer shooter like Battlefield 5. No, seriously, they were like, look, we can now render eyeballs correctly. And it's like, you do. And the eyeballs in 6 look not as good. Do we really care? Yeah, I do think there is more often. I do think some devs actually wanted to just have it, especially in the tech sector, because it is cool technology. And I do get people wanting to play around with it, but I do think this is ironically, in the end, something when everyone that isn't tech savvy isn't really winning. Because again, we already have text like screen space occlusion, etc. That, yeah. And also another thing, by the way, ray tracing is old. Like, so Fun fact, actually, you know, when I got a new GPU that actually could do ray tracing and stuff, I actually did talk with my dad about it. And an interesting thing is that ray tracing was something that back then, he said, they, you know, people made, you know, they worked on that and developed the basics. And that was in the 70s to 80s when he was at university. So, you know, and he was just always like, ray tracing is an old technology. The problem was just like, get it running somewhere. And for him to hear, hey, this shit is now actually just usable in a, you know, private consumer environment was exciting. So there is this thing of like, holy shit, we can finally do this. That we've been like thinking about for so long. And fair enough, I would say. It still kind of amounts to the fact that suddenly every game looks like as if they had, you know, those realistic lighting Minecraft shaders installed, and they ran even worse than those. I mean, am I wrong here? Because that's a thing with lighting, you know, having more options to make softer or more precise lighting. That's good. That is just more tools you can work with. Oh my god, I have the final DMR unlocked. Finally. Because, like, if you, for example, look at some, you know, more cartoony games that have been made with Unreal Engine 4 and 5, like, for example, Fortnite or some of the new Yoshi games, they actually do benefit from better renderers. Damn it. The thing is just, in the end, lighting is a tool, and a lot of people do not play around with those tools. Famously now, they revealed the remake of the Halo 1 campaign, and were like, we made the lighting even more realistic, and everyone is just kind of like, why? Even, you know, even those people that are like, it looks good, to a degree are just, something is off about this. And, I mean, I can tell you why it is, because Halo was never supposed to have realistic lighting. Or, you know, if it was supposed realistic lighting, it would be like, it's purple. The fucking sky was purple. It's like, why is your big light source in the sky not purple? Even if you upgrade your light engine, why is it suddenly defaulting to blue sky? Like, we just make skies blue because our planet has a blue sky. Other planets can have whatever the fuck they could want to be skies, and yet when they get remade, it's like, nope, purple is out, blue's in again, and you're like, oh. I can't say I get the drive to make things the most realistic as... I mean, it really depends on what kind of game you make. You know? like, you know what? I really wanted to avoid monologuing again, but this is kind of a complicated topic. So let's just say, for example, you want to make, if you make something like Halo, it's unrealistic. Like, sure, you have some stuff that's more like equivalent to modern stuff, but like, let's just be real, Halo is based on 80s and 90s anime, period. It's the fucking Starship Troopers OVA from Sunrise. So at some point, you would just be like, wait, maybe we should have unrealistic lighting then, because it's not supposed to be real. No matter what a few weirdos say, it never was supposed to be that. Meanwhile, if you look at something like Killzone, which wants to which is set in a sci-fi environment, but is much more grounded and much more about, like, you know, normal warfare between humans, suddenly making things quote-unquote more realistic is not wrong. And then you look up at the Hellion sky and you realize, yep, that shit isn't blue either. This place is a hellhole. Which is interesting if we talk about it like that. Similarly, if you look at the new Yoshi games, for example, they always try to do a bit of the, you know, toy book, playbook aesthetic with like paper and such, and having a more realistic lighting and material reflections actually helps selling the idea of things being paper. So there's an upside to that, even though it's a very there's an upside to realistic lighting, even if you have a very unrealistic setting. Once again, it's all about what kind of effect do you want to achieve, why, and how do you get it? In the end, yeah, I do not get the ray tracing obsession outside of the, oh, it's neat technology, but I feel it's also just becoming less and less because no benefits. Really.
Unreal Engine 5 used the same technology, they just call it Lumen because...
Lumen isn't ray tracing.
It is.
It's Lumen ray tracing. I don't know.
As far as I could look up, yes.
Interesting. I thought Lumen was not ray tracing specifically.
Well, it's based on the same technology, it's just...
Yeah, based on that, but the point was that it's not ray tracing, so it's way more, how's it called? Resource efficient, but...
I'm no expert, but from what I could gather online, it's technically the same thing. But it's, as you said, less resource intensive and apparently also has a better workflow because some developers apparently try to simulate the whole global lighting through light maps with ray tracing. And
yeah, that's not
90% of their files were just light maps from the size. And some games.
Diminishing returns and all that. Yeah. And I will keep saying, stencil shadows have yet to be beaten in terms of 3D atmosphere. If I ever make a 3D game, you can bet one of them will be a first-person shooter a la Doom 3, and it's going to heavily involve looking into basically putting light through pitch black. Oh yeah, I'm basically doing that game in 2D right now. So just that in 3D basically. Still. Oh well. We should probably leave that a bit behind.
Yeah, you can change topics. You're a streamer. You can do it.
I have the power of... I don't know. I don't want to have the power. This is a bit too much. It's just a little bit too much of the help. We're reading a lot of gay shit recently, though. And really good stuff. Like, you know that kind of gay shit when you read it and it's just like really gets you like those feelings in your stomach and it's like, yes, this is good. That stuff, that level, it's very good.
About romance.
Yeah, it's good romance, you know. Hey. Ironically, the title is kind of funny because it's called "My Foot Looks Very Cute," but you're like, why would food look very cute? Because one of the protagonists is a vampire, and she needs to bite someone. So and yeah, it's another girl, and she develops feelings for her, and there's a lot of trauma and sadness, but they help each other and they're together for each other, and it's very cute. Also she's kind of dense, but that's just normal for a lesbian, I would say. Like, I think you can be a 1,000-year-old vampire and still don't get that you just made a girl's heart flutter. And just be like, why is she like that right now? This is weird. Like, hey. The art looks familiar. I don't know. It's just something Agonia found. And I'm reading it also now because it is so cute. Very good manga. Also, I need to point out again, I do think humans should have animal ears and tails. It would make communication so much easier. Like, just, you know... Because, like, you know, oh, hey, how do you know this girl is happy? Well, sometimes you don't know, but if you add, you know, animal ears and tails, oh, that tail is wagging. Obviously, she's very happy right now. It makes it so much easier. Except for lesbians, they would be like, why is this tail wagging? Did something happen? Enjoy. You might be also get dragged into it.
I just looked up the artist, but at least on where I could find, I haven't seen.
Oh, hey, save state! Welcome! Imagine I'm talking to someone and my tail starts wagging. That would just be a normal occurrence, but it's not like it would probably be embarrassing for a lot of people, yeah. But also, you know, another upside is like, you know, ears would like point up or, you know, be flipped back or flipped down and you're like, oh, wow, I can read everything. Hey, welcome. Hope you're doing well, everyone. We're just kind of ending out after I worked on my Godot project a bit more. We now have darkness and, you know, bullet tracing. And kind of working on stuff and talking about gay shit right now. It would be adorable. Like, I mean, I do think it is one of the greatest injustices that humans are kind of deadlocked into human bodies. Let me just be pretty blunt here. I mean, humanoid bodies, good. But human bodies are just a bit bland. It's just that. It's just my personal opinion here. Like, what?
I mean, you would still need to interpret things.
What? Sorry, I didn't hear you right now.
Oh, I said you would still need to be able to interpret body language. It's just easier.
Yeah.
Something makes this person happy, but is it because she talks to you? Or is it because she's thinking about tasty food?
I know a bunch of lesbians that would just be like, it's definitely tasty food. Why else would the tail wag? Can't be me.
Fair point. See? It would ease things, but it wouldn't solve them.
Yeah. There. So, it would be an upside, but yeah. Yeah, especially yes, just being like, moving around would be very cute. So.
I'm Team Vampire.
What?
I'm Team Vampire, though.
I know, you have, I mean, you are definitely vampire. We're going out red and bothering Katrina. You know what? That is very considerate. I have to say that, though. Very considerate. I don't want to die. But yeah, Agonia is very much Team Vampire. And you know why I know that? Like, it's like she does like to bite me sometimes. But there have been basically multiple occasions that when I cut myself, you know, on like the finger or hand or arm, and I start to bleed, she was just like, can I lick that? So she fucking loves actually drinking my blood. To the point of like, okay, how close are you actually to being a vampire already?
I don't know.
You just like blood, I guess.
I like blood, I like fighting, and I don't like to go out in the sun.
That is three very true statements. You probably also would love sleeping in the coffin. Normal and reasonable. I guess. I mean, biting is apparently very popular in lesbians, so... I don't know about the blood, though.
I just like the taste.
I can't... I don't have... I don't know. Blood is just a weird taste for me. Damn. You might. Oh, another person that likes the taste of iron. Hey, I have a major problem with that, actually. Like...
Yeah, you can't even eat liver.
You love liver for some reason.
It's meat cake. That's what liver is. It's meat cake.
I mean, apparently I can actually make pretty good liver, even though I'm just not eating it myself at all. Yeah, that's just sometimes Agonia is just like, I want to eat liver now, and then it's like, okay, I sit down and I make her some very tasty liver. Just for her special. Has to be done, I guess. Oh. But yeah, if you could, you would probably just love that you can just bite me, drink some blood, and be happy. I still love the thing where they say like vampires can't go out into the sun, so they actually have to drink vitamin D and such from blood. and that's why they do it. And like, you know, that actually makes a lot of sense if you think of it like that. I love how since they went onto Steam, a bunch of the names just went unhinged, like Volvo 740 GLE Turbo Intercooler. It's kind of like eating dirt. What? I mean, yeah, I know a few cultures do that. I mean, okay, more like clay, which is pretty badass if you think about it, actually. But yeah, my food looks very cute. It's just such a lovely manhwa. Like, the two projects are just like... Brandon's playing B12 from Soybeer. Could be. I mean, again, the thing is that it's not really dirt. There is like... It's very specific clay that gets prepared and it's especially done in Nepal and Tibet. There's a lot of they eat a lot of certain types of clay there.
Okay.
Clay.
Okay.
And it's probably not only B12, but it could be. But like, I doubt it's just B12, considering, you know, it's very much on you know, farming. It's not, you know, farming agriculture. It's like they have a lot of, they have cattle and such up there because that's the stuff you can have there. But yeah, there's just a lot of minerals and everything. So yeah, it's actually really cool. Carolyn, yes, right. I was trying to remember. Leave me through. I need to revive.
And recently you also read Anemone, right?
Oh yeah, I finished Anemone, which was also a really good one. I posted about that on Blue Sky, the full name, because I don't know how it is. But yeah,
You need to work on your English. I think you're totally understandable, but
I'm very sorry. Also, I kind of have a problem speaking right now, and I need some water.
you still have water.
I have water. This is why. Okay. But yeah, also a very cute one. I think the ones you find, so the ones Agonia find are usually very much sad and traumatized girls find each other and help each other up. Which is very good, actually. I kind of have a bit of beef with the fact that series like that never get adaptations, but then when it's like, oh, there's a new Yuri show out, and then it's just kind of mid to garbage, and you're like, why? Especially with the very famous situation of Citrus, which was just so bad, and nowhere along the line did anyone ever go, hey, why are we adapting garbage? Alright, Fluffy Yuri is very good. But like, I do think there needs to be a bit of, you know, a bit of trauma, a bit of sadness. That just helps it. Like, I'm very happy when they find each other. That's actually one thing I really, I do think is actually captured so perfectly, and my food looks very cute. Because, Lan, one of the protagonists, because, you know, she has ears, because she werewolf, a special type, different, that's not the point. She always has this, look on her face, you know, like, eyes very wide, just, like, looking into Maria's face, and it's like, you know, just like, curious, interesting, and a little bit flabbergasted. It is adorable. Like, holy shit, is it adorable. It's like, when you read it, look out for it and you will probably be like, ah, yeah, I see that. Wait, why did you give me an... Okay. I should probably tell people that we're... But also, like, they need, like, you know, we have a bunch of good vampire lesbians. We need more, though. Vampire lesbians are important, but also werewolf lesbians. We have not enough of those. And because they're very fluffy and have nice, very fluffy and have nice tails. Very important. And also I do think very strongly that the lesbian community should come together and take werewolves away from the heterosexuals. They have done enough damage by keep repeating all that unscientific bullshit about alphas, that I'm like, no, you know what? Heteros, you get your werewolf privileges revoked. No more heterosexual werewolves. They belong to the lesbians now, and maybe some gay guys, okay? The floof is ours. I'm not considered the floof anger. The floof is very important. Like, okay, here's the thing. Let's... yeah. Yeah. The woo rights revoked. Very important. Yeah. It's just like, I mean, wolves are just very fluffy, actually. I mean, I have to point out, by the way, I'm probably kind of biased myself, but this is more to the fact I have a problem with dogs, to a degree. As in, like, I got attacked a bit too much as a child, so, like, I'm generally afraid of dogs. But not wolves, because wolves are not like dogs. Wolves behave differently, they have different body language, and again...
And they never attack.
That's actually true, yes. So in my mind there is a big distinction, so I'm like very, very much for we need more wolf girls. Very important. And again, take it away from the heterosexuals. it's bad how they treat them. They don't deserve that. Hey, do you know what we also need more of in the lesbian area? Lamias.
Which are also in the manhwa we talk about.
Very much. There is an insane... Okay, you know what? She doesn't have as much screen time as I want to, but top tier Lamia design. Black hair, red eyes, and a tail that has pitch black scales, which is just like... We need more Lamias with pitch black scales. It is beautiful. Alpha Rhetoric is werewolf endangerment. Yes, absolutely. But yeah, we also need to do more for the snakes out there, because snakes are important and very cute and very gentle. Number one snake defender right here. Snakes are very important. I'm not saying that because I definitely say that because I actually had a snake. Snakes are just so nice, you know. They're like, okay, snakes are actually very cuddly. You know that? You know that?
Depends on the snake.
Okay, yeah, but they really like. Sometimes the one I had was very cuddly. Like, you know, you take her out and she's just like, and she was definitely more like, "Ooh, I'm out. Time to go on an adventure." Whee! It's like, come back. And she was sometimes like, yeah, okay, you give me food, you give me pets, now I want adventure. It's so cute, yes, Also, snack scales are amazing, like, so soft. So, like, the thing is, Lamias would give you, like, the softest hug ever. And also, the thing is, it would be the perfect one because they could just wrap around you multiple times. Perfect. Anyway.
And Lamias are not that small, so they would not retaliate to biting, because snakes are danger noodles because they're always in danger. And
yeah, you need to.
If you scare them, they bite.
Yeah, but you need to actually gain the trust. So, like, the thing is, Lamias would definitely be very much on the end of you need to build trust before she lets you get close.
If you go with the whole parallel to real biology, then yes.
So, at least similarities.
Well, a similarity is a parallel in this case.
Yeah. Parallel biology. I mean... Okay, do we want to talk about the whole... sex with a Lamia would be very fucking exhausting?
You can?
Okay, just Google how long snakes mate, and it would be like...
A long time.
It would be very long, yes. Few hours to a day or two. Lamia girlfriends would be intense.
then it's just a question of how much biological parallels you want to have, because snakes, as most animals, only mate at certain times of the year.
That's fair.
If you gave them more
I mean, you would.
human-esque desires, but still keep the mating period time, not period, but the time, length, then it could get problematic.
I mean, you would need to ask the monster fuckers what they want, and I think it's probably later.
Yeah, probably.
It's like, yeah, no, my girlfriend needs me to be fit for marathons. Like, oh, you're running a marathon. What do you mean running? Da-da-da-da-da-da. But yeah, very good Lamia design in that one also. Very good. I really hope it's one of those series that might actually get picked up, because it would be something I would love to see animated. I just keep thinking that Lamias would be snug. Yes, they would. Like, Lamias would be the absolute champions of snuggling. That's just like, and also keep in mind, since they would be slightly cold-blooded, that would mean they would be very clingy in bed. They would wrap around you, and they definitely want your body heat. And it's important.
How's a Wärmflasche called in English?
A warm water bottle.
You think so? I think the British have a word for it.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Oh no, not the British words.
Sorry, they came up with English. They know shit.
Did they come up with English, or did they just bastardize the Nordic language and mix it with French?
That as well.
It's hot water bottle. I hear only positives. Again, very big Lamia propagandist here. I feel like a lot of people always overlook a certain amount of details. Like, for example, one of the things I want to point out is when we talk about werewolves, a very key aspect is that the whole alpha bullshit. Wolves are actually very much in family structures. So I'm like, oh hey, not like found family would be like the major themes for werewolves. And if you're wondering, that would also mean polycules. So like, just saying. Also, they would be wolves also like to cuddle a lot, because they're again very social animals. So werewolves would probably also do that. They would definitely very much smell on clothing and hair of the person they love, because again, scent is very important to them. So sniffing is very important. And yeah, tail wax, because you cannot hide the tail wax. it's kind of yeah, the social aspect is just such a key thing in my opinion. Similarly, by the way, you know what? Catgirls. Everyone say probably, oh, but we know catgirls. Here's the thing. Cats are, again, social animals, but much more in the sense of, you know, you need to gain their trust, but then they are fiercely loyal. So, like, catgirls would also be like, but if you get their trust, they would be like, yep, no. This is the person I want to share, you know, a place with. Also, I would love to sleep elevated, so, like, I'm genuinely surprised that, that I've never come across any like any manga or so, or just personal story where like you know, they had an elevated bed because that would just be nicer for the cat girl to sleep in. I'm just saying, you know. And yeah, very long naps on your lap because cats sleep a lot and they love to do it on laps because they know who you are and they feel safe around you, so they do that. Oh yeah, it's true. Like it's interesting how much like negative propaganda was run against them. Like wolves, oh, you know, they're basically the alphas and they dominate everything, and no, cats are just solitude assholes. And then actually no, both very social animals, just in very different ways. Very different ones. I'm thinking of other important things. Oh yeah, you know what? You know what Lamias would definitely do, just because they could, because they probably have snack tongues, and you know snack tongues do the lem 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 lem. One of the main things, at least my sake, and I know others do, is they just have sometimes the habit if they like someone that they actually come close to your face and do that to your nose. So Lamia girlfriends would lem 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 the nose of their girlfriend. Just want to point that out. I know it is very cute. I do find it very interesting though, just how much in literature or like some mythology is just like kind of, how's it called? Ooh. It's kind of just laid out by probably the most boring heterosexual Puritans ever. Because you have stuff like, oh no, the Medusa is such an ugly being because now she has snakes for her head, and I just sit there being like, I don't know how to tell you that, but hot. Like, I don't think I've ever met a lesbian that looked at the Medusa and was like, oh no, that actually the snake hair is dragging it down. Definitely makes it worse. I know, yeah, lol, LMAO, lol. It's just like, yeah, that is definitely bad.
You make interesting English terms.
I do?
Sometimes.
Probably because I don't think about it that much at times.
You combined, I think, that and das.
Oh.
With this.
I did?
I think you did.
Well, that's, interesting.
Mm-hmm. In fact, combining words is a symptom of schizophrenia. We need more symptoms to have schizophrenia, but still.
Yeah, it was like,
interesting tidbit.
Do you really think I have schizophrenia?
No, not really.
Or am I just weird?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're weird. But that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always so funny when it's like, oh no, this looks horrible on a woman. I'm like, what are you talking? What? Where did that come? You know what? And this is a small thing, but it really aggravates me. You know, especially when in manga, you know, a girl is like, you know, suddenly shows up, and a lot of, you know, can be heterosexual, can be gay. It's in a lot of rom-coms, girl shows up and suddenly she wears glasses and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put my contact lenses in. And I just sit there being like, why are you apologizing for not doing a downgrade this day? Glasses are hot. I will could give you 15 minutes alone with her to contemplate this really quick. It's like, yeah. Just... It's just... I don't know. It's like, oh, this makes a woman ugly. And like, no, it actually makes her very hot. Why are people talking about that?
I think glasses can be an addition.
Yeah.
But they're also not necessary. And the ability to just take them off and go for a different look is also pretty good.
That is true, but...
That's technically another plus point for glasses then.
Yeah.
Contact lenses are good for changing eye color.
Fair point. I mean, I don't know. I probably wouldn't... I never wore contact lenses. I'm actually very...
They're terrible to wear.
I am very afraid of doing it, actually.
Yeah, that's totally understandable.
They are very versatile, yes. Yeah, we talk a lot about girls now. This is very important. For a minute, you can just forget that the current political landscape is horrible. And just downright weird. Yeah. The same, when I actually, so fun fact, Agonia actually, so Agonia needed glasses when we got together, so one day I just dragged her to a shop and was like, there, let her measure your eyes and give you glasses. And she was like, do I really need to? And then, she got like, them said I'm like, how much do you see? And she was like, wow. Damn. And basically, what happened is that the day we got her glasses, she like walked, we walked back and she was just staring at everything because it was suddenly like, I can see everything so clearly. And then a very interesting thing happened for the next year because she just kept being like, why can't you see this? I'm like, it's just hard. It's just hard. She was like, you also are getting glasses. And then turns out, yeah, I also needed a few glasses. That is true. Also because I think I'm very much on the edge of it. Like my eyesight without glasses isn't really that bad.
Mine is.
Yours is really bad. Yeah, I know. Like you were. For you, it was pretty obvious, and you were like, I can still manage. Do we really need to spend money? And then, we're like, fuck, I do want to see. And then she got it. Interesting, my condition changed. I know I was, when I was young, I actually had the thing that I could see things farther away better, but worse up close. Now it's switched. Like, I don't know how, but it happened. But it probably already happened during my teens because, like, I just sometimes had problems reading things on the blackboard in school, and, like, I was just like, well, I'm sitting in the back row. Probably everyone can see it well. That's just normal. Yeah. Hey, it's nice to know that I'm not alone on that topic. But one of the things that actually made me a bit more confident is actually when I got my driver's license, you actually need to get a basic sight test, and if you can only pass it with glasses on, there will be a note on the driver's license that you can only drive with glasses. I passed. In hindsight, how? So, I guess my eyesight was just good enough that even when I was, by the way, I was fucking tired that morning because it was like, at my, first, you had to do a first aid course, and this one just had a, had it built in that you did the eyesight test. And, so basically it's one of those, oh yeah, I had to be there at 6 a.m. I played video games until 3. Might have not been a good decision, so I was tired. My eyes were just fucking, there was like tears in my eyes because they were dry. And apparently I just guessed good enough that they were like, yeah, you can see. So legally I can drive without glasses. I won't because legally I can. Whoops! And if you're wondering, yes, it's good enough. By the way, if you're wondering, I did driving school, and all the driving lessons and the practical test, all without glasses. And I did it first try. So, probably not that impressive for the also called written test, but yeah. Very hilarious considering most people I knew never did it first try. I think my back then best friend got his on try 3. I know one in my class, she got it on like I think the 5th try. So like I don't know. I mean, for me it was more like my dad was like, listen, driver's license is it's good to have in life, even if you don't drive later. But we don't have that much money. We don't have much money, so like I can pay you once. Afterwards, you have to do it yourself. So I was like, all right, I have 6 weeks of summer holidays, and one try. Better make it count. And then I just did it. I mean, frankly. I know that a lot of people struggle, which is I don't know. I never really had the biggest problems doing it. And even I mean, nowadays it's usually like I drive like once or twice per year, usually when I visit my parents, because my dad is like, hey, we need to do something, and also just stay in shape. You need to train it a bit. And fair point, I would say. Works out. According to my cousin, I actually still drive better than her, which I find interesting. I think one of the funniest bits that happened though when getting to into practical into practical testing, practical lessons, is like basically in the beginning the teacher is like, okay, I do the whole braking and accelerating for you, because I have like their own pedals, and you just focus on stuff like how to get around corners smoothly and stuff. I'm like, okay, start driving. And he was like, okay, actually, do you want to maybe try it yourself? And I'm like, sure, and start just like accelerating a bit and stuff like that. And then he's just like, this isn't your first time driving a car. And I just said that being like, no, it is actually my first time driving a car. He's like, how? Have you ever like driven a car before? And I just said that like, not outside of Gran Turismo. And he just fucking looked at me and like, and I was like, oh, that steering wheel was a good investment. Yeah, I played a lot of Gran Turismo with a steering wheel. Guess that worked out. I never thought about that. well. Still, anything fun to talk about? We're kind of running out of topics here. Blah. Not the fire nade. Yeah, Gran Turismo 4 allowed me to drive well, I guess. Okay, I think, oh yeah, definitely ending this one as well. So everyone then tomorrow is Lunacy time, and, still don't know Mondays, but Tuesday, update for Battlefield 6, we have a new map, so see you then there. Oh. That's always bad when the GPU can't handle a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm getting pretty well in, and I like it. So it's very fun to explore. Very fun. Also, Demi is cute. So yeah, it would be fun to see you around. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you around tomorrow. I mean, it's more an evening now, but yeah. Sleep well, have a good day, have a good evening, everyone, and goodbye.
Bye.